A leading Catholic bishop in Spain has sparked discussion across the Church after reaffirming traditional teaching on who may receive Holy Communion. Archbishop Luis Argüello, the Archbishop of Valladolid and president of the Spanish Bishops' Conference, recently released a pastoral letter ahead of the Feast of Corpus Christi. His message was clear. Catholics who have entered a new marital relationship after the breakdown of a valid sacramental marriage should not receive Holy Communion. According to Archbishop Argüello, this is not about excluding people from a church. Rather, it is about preserving the connection between the Eucharist and the Church's teaching on marriage. He explained that when a valid sacramental marriage is broken and one of the spouses enters a new conjugal relationship, an objective conflict exists between that situation and Eucharistic communion. For that reason, he said, receiving communion is not possible while that situation continues. At the same time, the Archbishop stressed that these Catholics remain members of the Church. They can still attend Mass. They can still pray. They can still participate in many aspects of parish life. But reception of the Eucharist remains restricted. The pastoral letter goes beyond the issue of divorce and remarriage. Archbishop Argüello also mentioned other situations that he believes are incompatible with receiving Holy Communion. These include participating in what he described as sinful relationships, exploiting or abusing others in areas such as work, finances, emotions, or psychology, and publicly promoting positions that contradict Christian moral teaching. The Archbishop emphasized that before receiving communion, a person must be willing to turn away from serious sin and make a sincere effort to change. He explained that true preparation for the Eucharist requires repentance and, when necessary, sacramental confession. According to the letter, grave sin can block a person's relationship with God and should be reconciled through the sacrament of penance before approaching the altar. The timing of this statement is significant. It comes as Catholics prepare to celebrate Corpus Christi, one of the Church's most important feasts dedicated to the real presence of Christ in the Eucharist. It also comes during ongoing discussions within the Church about the interpretation of Pope Francis' 2016 document, Amoris Laetitia. That document opened debate about how Catholics in complex family situations should be pastorally accompanied. Some church leaders interpreted it as allowing, in certain cases, the possibility of communion for divorced and civilly remarried Catholics. Others argued that the Church's traditional discipline remained unchanged. Archbishop Argüello's latest statement clearly aligns with the traditional understanding. His letter bases the restriction on what he describes as an objective sacramental reality rather than simply personal intentions or private judgments. At the heart of the discussion is a central Catholic belief that a valid sacramental marriage is lifelong and cannot be dissolved by civil divorce. Because of that belief, entering a new marital union while the original sacramental marriage remains valid creates a situation that the Church traditionally considers incompatible with Eucharistic reception. Whether people agree or disagree with this position, Archbishop Argüello's message is significant because it restates a long-standing Catholic teaching at a time when questions about marriage, confession, and Holy Communion continue to be discussed throughout the Church. As Catholics prepare for Corpus Christi, the Archbishop's letter serves as a reminder that, for the Church, the Eucharist is not only a sign of God's love and mercy, but also a sign of unity with the faith and sacramental life of the Church. The discussion is likely to continue, but Archbishop Argüello's position is clear. The Church's teaching on marriage and the Eucharist remains deeply connected, and Holy Communion requires both faith and a life that reflects that communion.